Hey guys, it's Dark Rider Vendor here, and today I want to show you a new mod pack that recently came out on the FTB launcher and the Curse launcher. It's called Simply Magic. Shout out to the creators, Drastic Demise and Brizzle. The mod pack itself is a hardcore questing pack that focuses on giving you a tutorial in mods like Witchery, Thorncraft, Britannia, Mistcraft, Ars Magica, Blood Magic, and Aura Cascading. One of the main differences about this pack is the fact that there's no tech mods, so like there's no Tinker's Construct, no Thermal Expansion, no Mechanism, and the highest level of the tools is Stone. If you want to go higher than that, you need to use any of the other mods tools like Britannia's Mana Steel or Terra Steel or Thorncraft's Thornium Ingots. I've done a little bit of work to this world, like just vanilla stuff. So I've got some animals. I've made a farm down here, but I haven't actually done any like of the quests. So one thing I did want to show you guys is that over in this direction, over here, there's a Thorncraft totem that's ready to be raided. I just wanted to wait for you guys to show you all its loot. And another thing is it's dark and I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, now that it's daytime, one of the things that I wanted to do was, other than show you the village, which is what my train of thought was, that's over in that direction, is I want to learn how to do Ars Magica. Just like I haven't touched it, but I really would like to learn it. But I would also want to get better at Britannia and Witchery. I'm sort of pretty proficient at Thorncraft, so I'm not really going to focus on that. But those three I would really like to learn just for my personal sake, and then you guys can sort of follow along with me. And the totem should be there, around here. So, an infinity orb, 2 buckets, which is really handy, Thornium Ingots, Mundane Power Catalyst. Blood Magic I don't really know about, I guess I could do it in the background, sort of just personally, but I probably won't show it to you guys. Some redstone, a name tag, and a mundane ring with some gunpowder. Now the village, as you can see on the minimap, is over in this direction. I have had a quick look around. I haven't seen much, except for just some wheat, but I've already got a farm going, so it's not really that important. I mean, the bookcases will probably be handy, and that villager, considering that gives you a source of emeralds. But other than that, there's not much loot around in here, which I mean, it's not surprising, it's just a village. But I'll head back, or cut back to home. Okay, we're back at base. I think I'll start off with Britannia, and one of the first things that you'll need to do is collect a lot of flowers. So I mean, I've already got some here, but don't worry if you can't find that many flowers or a wide variety of flowers. What you can do is if you get 2 flowers and break them into petals, so you get 2 flowers and you break them into the petal by putting them in the crafting table, and then you need a stick, a wooden plank, and then 1 bowl, and you'll get pestle and mortar. If you then combine your petals with the pestle and mortar, you get some floral powder. Any type doesn't matter. And then if you combine it with some bone meal, you'll get floral fertilizer, which can be used to create flowers, like the basic mystic flowers. And there's a net gain of flowers, so I used 2 and I managed to get 4. So all you need to do is find some skeletons and start going farming for them. One of the other things that is really handy is a flower pouch. So it automatically stores all your mystical flowers that you pick up, and stores them in one item. You will, however, need 5 wool and 1 piece of petal. You then put the wool into a hopper shape, and then put the petal into the position where you put the chest, and that will give you a flower pouch. However, what I want to show you is how to build the petal apothecary, which is one of the most basic things that you'll need when creating or starting up your botania. So it's 2 cobblestone slabs and 4 cobblestone with any sort of mystical petal in the top middle slot. You will need buckets for this and a lot of seeds, of which I have down here, or not. So one of the basic things that you can make, for flower wise I should say, is a day bloom. It's a passively generating flower, which means in the newer updates it will despawn after a period of time. So what you need to do is get some water, put in your bucket, put the water into the petal apothecary, and you can just a note that you can actually throw, like by pressing Q, your water bucket into the petal apothecary, and it will automatically fill the water tank. So for a day bloom flower, you'll need 2 yellow petals, 1 orange and 1 light blue. If you grab the flowers, you'll get the double amount of if you grab a flower, you'll have double the amount of seeds, so you can create 2 for every thing. So if you double that, there you go, and then you need a seed. One of the cool features about the petal apothecary is if you right click it with an empty hand, you can re-put in your last recipe. So all those last 4 go in, toss the seed in, and you have now 2 day blooms. Now, one other important thing that you'll need to make is a pure daisy. That is created by using 4 white petals and a seed, which I'll need to grab some more of. One other thing to note is that it doesn't have to be just seeds from wheat, can be any sort of seed. So belladonnas, witchery is fine. Witchery seeds are fine. I think Pam's Harvest Craft, if you're playing with that, that also works. But don't quote me on that. So 4 petals. Where'd the other one go? Oh, okay, whoops. 4 petals, a seed, and you'll get a pure daisy. Now a pure daisy is used to transform logs or stone, so cooked cobblestone, into living rock and living wood. It can do 8 at a time when it's surrounded in all directions, like so, and it will take a minute for it to transform. While I'm doing that, I'll put some more of my stone on to cook, and while that's there, you will need gold. One of the first things you'll need to do before you even set up is gold, because gold is used in the mana spreaders, so it's a very unavoidable thing. And also, if you're playing Thorncraft, you'll need it for the Thornomicrons as well. I'm sorry, not Thornomicrons, the Thormometers. But we'll just sleep for the moment. How is that sheep getting out? Come on, sheep. Come on, in you go. In you go. Some babies. We can have some babies too. Also, one thing that will be really handy is if you create a Lexica Britannica, which is one of the basic things that I should have showed you first. So you need a book, which is 3 paper and a leather. Combine that with a sapling, and you get the Lexica Britannica. And one of the nice features about this is that if you right click and shift, you can, if you shift, it will show you what it does, but if you right click and shift, it will bring you up to a page in the Lexica Britannica, so you don't have to go searching for it. Now that the living wood is done, I can make a mana spreader, which I'll use with mana pool. Which is 5 living stones in a basin shape. So what you'll need is for a mana spreader, you'll need a petal of any kind, a gold ingot, and 6 living wood, and that will give you your mana spreader. The mana spreaders Britannia use pipes, so it transports all the mana around, and it's best if you, well, it's not best, but recommend if you put it 3 blocks up, just so you can walk underneath it. One other thing that you'll need for Britannia is a sorry, what's it called? Wander the Forest, and they're used to change the directions. It's like Fieldcraft's wrench or anything similar to that. need some more logs, which is why it's always handy to have a mini forest where you can just automatically cut down trees without having to go too far for looking for it. And that'll probably be enough. It's best if you have, before you really get started, it's probably best if you get maybe a stack of each, just purely so you don't have to wait around for each to finally, get around to being done. These animals really manage a really good escape artist. That's what I'm trying to say. Which is weird, because surely the fence should keep them in. But now that I've got some more living wood, I can make my wonderful forest. So you put the living wood in the shape of a stick, and that'll give you a living wood twig, I think it's called. So just like that, living wood twig, and you need 3 of them, combined with 2 seeds, petals. And these can be any sort of petals, and the wand's colours will reflect what petals you used. So now I can just double check. So one other thing to notice is that you now no longer have to use a diluted mana pool to create a regular mana pool. So you can just simply craft one, like so, and then you can start storing mana. Whoops. Oh, I've used the wrong thing here. That's a bit awkward. 1, 2, 3. So on function mode, click it, and then wasn't that? Whoops, there we go. Bind mode. There you go. So when it has the rainbow colored box, you can then know it's binded, or it will bind to something. And also you can, so shift right click, and then shift right click again, then shift right click and shift right click again, and now these day blooms are linked to this mana spreader, and the mana spreader will then start feeding mana into this mana pool. I'm gonna create a few more day blooms and a few more one of these pure daisies, and then I'll get back to you. And we're back. So the next things I wanted to show you is, apart from the fact that I've extended this landing pad out a little bit more, so now that I can fit 3 pure daisies on it, and I've added a few more day blooms, is two more generating flowers. The first is the hydrangeas, which take 2 cyan petals, 2 blue petals, and a mana powder. So mana powders, you need either a floral powder, sugar, or glowstone, redstone, or gunpowder, and they can be put into a mana pool to create the mana powder. You then use your mana powder with your petals as per usual in the petal apothecary. So 2 to the powder and the seed makes a hydrangea. That then just gets put, so you can use any of the available blocks directly around it, including the corners. It's recommended that you make it a 3x3 area, but it doesn't have to be. It's just so that you always have a water source. So I'll make another one, and I'll then show you my next. Oops, sorry. I need a mana petal, so putting the seed with the petal with the floral powder. The petal with the metal and port. I cannot speak. The petal with the metal and I'm not even going to try. And the mana powder goes in, plus the seed, and you get your hydrangea. I'm going to put that in this corner just so it can reach. And the way you can check that is if you have it, and you can see next to the bar, you can see there's a X near the bar. And that means that it's not connected to any, thing. So I may have to just put an extra one in, which isn't that drastic. So again, that's just a gold, living wood, and a petal. There you go, another mana spreader. Then shift right click, shift right click again, and now these are connected. The other thing that I wanted to show you was the, actually bring the page up, endo flame. So this is one of those active generators that require input from the user. So whereas the Daybloom or the hydrangeas will work on their own, things like the endo flame, you need to constantly supply something. So for these, any combustibles, so lava, coal, charcoal, anything like that. Just a word of warning that if the total burn time for it is longer than 4 blocks of coal, it will not be as effective. Like, it won't be to the full amount that you could have. So that is so how to make it. You need light grey flour, red, and 2 browns. And then just combine that in the petal apothecary with a seed, and you will have plus, sorry, my mistake, plus your mana powders, and you'll have an endo flame. something that can make your life easier for this is open crate. You need 7 living wood planks, which is just a living wood put in the center as itself, and then in the shape of leggings or pants. This open crate can then be put above the endo flame. I'll put it in the center. And then if you apply a redstone signal to an open crate, it will then drop it out. One of the things though is that to insert items into a open crate, you'll need to you need a hopper or any sort of way of inserting things. Now, and one of the problems is if you were playing on any sort of the Feed the Beast or any just general other mod pack, you might have you know, Buildcraft or something like that to insert pipes without a hopper. But as such, we're playing Simply Magic and we don't have all that sort of things, so you will need a hopper, which of course is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 irons and a chest. Enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a chest is a hopper. The hopper can go on any side, I believe, of the open crate, and you just put your items in there and it should drop it out. However, if you apply a redstone signal, and I need to make myself a switch, or a lever I should say, which is cobblestone 1 stick, it will then insert, just drop the items out like that. So if you just click the lever, it will do that. One of the things though is that the endo flame will only take 1 item at a time. So if you are standing here and you do it like that, then you can always just catch it. But yes, that's one of the most basic ways of supplying an ender flame. Now, if you're smart with redstone, you can sort of create a timer so that it will automatically release coal every, I think someone's once said about 70 seconds, but it's been a while. And these hydrangeas are doing a good job of generating mana. But we're probably getting close to the end of the episode, so I might say goodbye here. And if you've liked this episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Goodbye.